it's Emily, the Relentless Dreamer, and
Nitrocyst.
yeah, we're back at it again with another video. This time talking about piercings, because that is something that I know that I am obsessed with, and I feel like the obsession is certainly growing.
Definitely.
But I feel like now that I have 13 piercings,
It's ridiculous.
I have some things that I can say and help, you know, educate, like pain, healing times, all those, you know, helpful bits of information.
For people who want to get piercings,
Yeah.
have piercings, or are just interested in watching this video.
Before I got piercings, I was really scared of getting them, and so I watched tons of YouTube videos, and I always wanted to hear what people had to say about their own piercing experiences. So here we are.
We have a
list, and I still don't know what I'm saying. I guess for me, I've gotten the majority of my piercings. The place is called Hair House Warehouse.
They do hair and they sell hair products, but they also have a piercer.
It's, I think, different to just going to a hair/beauty salon.
I never understood that.
Yeah, where they will just like give you piercings with the gun, which is where I got my first lobe piercings when I was like small.
They have like a professional like little back room, and it's like all fancy and proper.
So it does have a professional piercer. I wouldn't get my ears pierced by anyone who is not a professional knowing precisely what they're doing. So Hair House Warehouse. But then also yesterday I got 3 piercings from a tattoo place, which I know is generally very good. They've got trained professionals again, as well as them being trained and knowing what they're doing. They know more about hygiene and, you know, taking care of it. So yes, I have 2 lobes pierced on this ear and then 3 on this ear. I have had more and different ones in general. I have 2 and 3. So they've all been done except for the ones I did myself with a gun, which is pretty standard when you get your lobes done, though in general I would, if I was given
with a needle the first time. Because I went to the tattoo parlor.
Guns, I don't want to stress this enough, are only okay for lobe piercings. If someone is going to like pierce your cartilage with a gun, you need to GTF over.
Your entire cartilage will shatter and it will not be a good idea.
It's just not okay.
So I got my first piercings done when I was like 10, let them close up because I didn't like them. And then I did them myself. I wanted to be an edgy teen, is basically the only reason I did that. I had them stretched up to a 10 gauge, and it wasn't really that painful. The first one was painful, but if you wait enough time between stretchings, it's nothing. Although one of them did get infected once, and that was awful because it was like that entire hole was filled. It was disgusting. I had them stretched for like a year, and then I was doing a musical, Les Mis, and I was on stage and I was, you know, obviously playing like poor.
It's set in the 1800s.
They wouldn't have had stretchers, and because my hair was all teased and up, you could see my ears. So I would have to take them out, and it was just getting too much for my ears to handle, having them out for 4 hours a day and then putting them back in. So I let them close up to like a normal sort of hole. Instead of rather being like a hole, they're sort of a little bit longer because they were stretched. So I do have to like tighten the first ones. I have to like push them close together. You know when you've got like the push pin at the back, I have to like push it closer together, otherwise it'll just fall out. Yeah, and then my seconds, you did those ones. Much more sanitary than I did them the first time. When I pierced them, I got an old safety pin off of my bedroom floor and just went at it. If you are gonna do them yourself, make sure you do sanitize them properly.
Would recommend with alcohol. I didn't do it with alcohol, I did it with boiling water.
Take care when you're doing it. Don't be dumb. Don't pierce your own cartilage. Piercing your own lobes, it's literally fine.
Hey, it's come out the other side. I literally can't feel it. Why was I so worried?
As long as it's sanitary.
I just have a random pin that I found. That's my mum's, a couple piercings. I'm boiling water because apparently that's what you're meant to do. Nothing
can really go wrong unless you do it like on an angle or something.
Oh, that was easy. Oh wait, that was not straight.
Don't pierce your own cartilage, that's ridiculous. On
a rating of 1 to 10, 1 being literally no pain and 10 being
I'm dying.
I'm dying, I can't stand this anymore.
How painful are lobe piercings?
Yeah.
Like a 2. The thing is, I did both of mine with sewing sized needles, so they were smaller than the piercing. So the actual piercing itself did not hurt at all. Trying
to shove the actual larger piercing through that hole,
that hurt. I spent like 30 minutes in a bathroom trying to shove it through. So that was painful. I felt really bad. It was fine. But yeah, lobe piercings really don't hurt at all. It's literally a click. Like it feels like just a click. It's like, it's done. It's Yeah.
Boy, it's fine. When it comes to healing, I've never really had too many issues when it comes to infections.
And I think the only time I ever got one infected was when I had it stretched.
I have had a few of my lobe piercings infected, but I think, to be honest, that's just because when I've done them myself,
Yeah.
and then I've not put really good quality jewelry in it. I've taken them out, made it clean, let it heal a bit, and then I've just pierced it again.
Yeah, I think they heal really quickly too, like
Yeah.
literally like 2 weeks and they're fine.
My next piercing that I got that was a bit more interesting. I got a Helix piercing up here. So it was at the top of my ear. That one, because it was my first cartilage piercing, I was really freaked out about. I was asking all of my friends at work that had that piercing for like a year about how that, you know, they found the experience, that pain. In the end, I managed to go get it and it was literally fine. Yes, it does hurt more than a lobe piercing, especially when comparing it to the conches. It was a bit more of a sting, but still when it comes to pain, it'd be like, if a lobe is a 1/2, I would
Like a 1.5.
Yeah, then a Helix would maybe be a 3. And I guess everyone's pain tolerance is different as well.
I mean, I think I
Disclaimer.
have a very high pain tolerance.
Yeah.
So if you have a low pain tolerance, just disregard anything we say.
Yeah, and you need to make your own judgments. What does hurt when it comes to helixes is when you catch them, and that's in general. I found this piercing, and I think that's why eventually it got infected and just rejected and it was just a whole situation and I had to take it out, was that one. Because it sits on the outer edge of your ear, and especially at the top there,
Yeah.
right on the outside, getting changed. I had long hair at that point, so that was real. A lot of things get caught and it is so painful. It was just, that's excruciating. I would say helixes that are a bit lower, I have a few of those, they get caught less easily. It's just I found that getting an upper helix was more likely to catch, and so made healing a bit harder because it was always being interfered with. You know. But next we have a Rooks. So I have both of my Rooks done. So
I have both of my Rooks done.
So we had some slightly different experiences. We went to the same place, we had different pierces. This was at the hair house warehouse. I got one Rook done and then came back and got the other one done because like a short while later, because I thought, well, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be. Why not just get it done?
I think it's more like a pressure than pain,
it wouldn't be pain. I'd say like maybe 3.5.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they were painful at all. Like,
Except for your issue.
right, so
Story time.
we went to go get the piercings done, blah blah blah. I was there, the guy was really lovely and whatnot, and we did one. I was like lying down so he could get inside my ears.
Oh, that was something that was interesting. I've never had to lie down for any of my piercings.
I didn't think I would have to lie down. Like, that was
I've always
odd.
just sat up, but then
But I
you've got
do
you to
get
lie
if
down.
it's like inside your ear. I
Yeah.
kind of understand like if you're getting a Rook done, if it's easier to pierce in like when they're lying down.
Yeah.
But I did think it was
Maybe
a bit
everyone
odd.
has their own
Yeah, I feel
technique
like
that
definitely.
works best for them.
But yeah, we did one. It was fine. I was like, wow, that didn't hurt at all. You know, you always preemptate. That's not a word, but that it's gonna be worse than it is. And then he was like, all right, turn around, we'll do the other one. And I turned around and he got the needle out and everything. And then he was starting to push it in. And I was like, this is taking a little bit longer than the other one. And then he sort of just went, this is like piercing rock. I would like to know what is happening. And so it took like double the amount of time that the first one did, and he was like pushing.
I was sitting there like, oh my goodness, are you dying?
Like I didn't really feel any different. It was just kind of like, you know, like it took longer and there was more pressure because apparently my cartilage is thicker on one side, and so he was genuinely struggling to
having such a
push the
hard time.
needle through my.
Oh my goodness.
It was ridiculous. Laughed it off. It was really funny, I think.
It was funny. It was funny. Unfortunate, but funny. So how would you rate the Rooks?
Like a 3, maybe.
Yeah.
2.5, 3. I don't have like other cartilage piercings to compare them to, that's
Yeah.
the thing. They weren't that painful. I would do it again in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I would put them on the same, maybe even less than a Helix. I'm just thinking of the most recent pain, which was the Helix, and I felt, but that was like the sting. I don't really like stinging sensations.
When you get them pierced, first off, it's fine, but then like 5 minutes later, your ears get really hot. Not in a bad way, but it's just
like
sort of, you can feel it more.
Like an ache, sort of hot.
Like they've just
throbbing.
been pierced.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
Pretty
not
much.
as bad in like the first 5 minutes. Sleeping is fun when you have both.
Oh my goodness,
Like-
last night.
Both of your ears are in pain whenever they touch
Yeah.
anything.
Thankfully, Rooks aren't in a place in the ear that they get bumped, which is really nice because they're obviously right in your ear.
Couldn't wear my over-ear headphones though.
I did try to wear headphones last night.
Why? Oh my goodness, you got 3 new piercings.
I did take them off after 5 minutes because my ears started burning. Healing with rooks. I would say I feel like cartilage piercings do take a while to heal, I think just because they've got generally less blood in the area. Rooks do tend to play up. I've heard a lot of people say that. I haven't found mine to be too bad, which is interesting considering I used to play with them a lot. I think I play with piercings as they heal because they get those like...
The crustiness. Oh, I love
get
picking it off.
I have found that bumps did start to kind of form at the entrance and exit of the piercing. For a little while, I was concerned that it was getting infected, but I just took extra care, making sure it's washed. I'm not very good at that, so I made sure to actually do what I was meant to do for like a little while.
I always
honestly
forget to like
what I did was I do not do this. I got a pin and I like kind of shoved it in like to the bump and tried to like take off the bump.
How did that go for you?
Kind of worked. Wouldn't recommend, however, because it was either gonna go that way or it was gonna get infected and completely like I would lose it. Next, piercing. Conch. I got my first conch a couple months ago. I now have 2 conches in this ear and 1 in my other one. I was relatively concerned about getting it done.
Because it was like it's through the middle of your ear.
It's right through the middle of your ear, and like if you feel it, that's a pretty thick section. Dude, it was totally fine. Honestly, like that'd be 2.5. No, if the lobes are 2. A 3. Let's go with a 3. I thought maybe getting the second conch above my already healing conch would potentially hurt more because my one that I got a couple months ago is still like kind of sore to touch. It was literally fine. The other one, literally fine. They were exactly the same. I didn't feel a difference. I don't bump those ones that much, but
I feel like they'd be very difficult to bump. I think that the back you bump more than the front.
Well, actually today is more what happened, and I think it's mostly because I got them yesterday, so they're a bit more, you know, tender. Was putting on the wig, the hair, and the wig cap.
Yeah.
That's a situation I have to be really careful when putting on wig caps because I don't want my piercings to be ripped out of my head. The piercer described it as going through butter, so I'm not sure if maybe the cartilage is a different like consistency there as it is like a rook.
Also, when you get a piercing, like I don't know about the helixes, but definitely the conches, you get the piercing is like really long so that it allows room for swelling, and I think that when the swelling does go down, you've just got these long bits sticking out at the end, and that's really easy to hit.
And that can catch a lot. I have a lot of long bars sticking out the back of my ear at the moment.
Yes. Although with your 2 conches, because you got them done at different places, one of them has a flat back and one of them has a circular back, so it looks a little bit ridiculous. But
that's alright. In general, with all my piercings, I don't have my lobes in at the moment. I think I took out because I slept last night and I wanted as minimal piercings as possible because I, you know, already knew that it was going to be a bit of a situation. What am I saying? I want to have a lot of piercings, but like minimalistic, like really small piercings in them. So hopefully once more of these guys heal, I will be able to get those and put them in. I usually do that with my lobes, but I've moved rooms and hence displaced all of my favorite piercings, which is really sad.
Yeah, I do like the minimalistic kind of look. I think it looks really cluttered if you have lots of piercings and like they're big and chunky. Although I have seen on Pinterest, loads of people get like different piercings. They've got like a little moon and like a star in their tragus or something like that. Yeah. And I think those look really cute.
It's like you can have like different piercings, but they kind of go together. Future plans.
Future plans. I have so many. I have so many plans. I feel like I've missed out on like getting loads of piercings because when I had my ears stretched, I was like, well, this is it.
And I didn't start getting piercings till I'd left school.
Look, I am a 73-year-old man. I want to get a tragus. I feel like that would be interesting.
I do have a question to viewers who are watching this and people who may have a tragus piercing. I've always been apprehensive about getting a tragus piercing because I like to wear earphones. Just earphones? The ones in particular that go like into your ear. I am concerned that that would be a long period of time that I couldn't wear those when it comes to healing, or does it just sit differently? So if you have experience with that, I would really like to know your thoughts.
Because I feel like, you know, if you can't wear the in-ear headphones, you also couldn't wear the over-ear headphones because then you'd bump it. I don't know.
Well, I think I have found that it's different with wearing what type of headphones. For example, I often wear PewDiePie headphones, which my brother owns.
You can put him in the tags now. Subscribe so that Emily can get ad read.
But But yeah, for example, those headphones like sit around your whole ear. They're really big, so they don't interfere.
I do want like lower helixes.
Yeah.
Like I don't really like the upper helixes because I feel like that's really basic. Every white girl and their mum has like their first, seconds, and a top helix done. And so I just don't want that because I feel like that's very basic. So I want to get like...
Oh my goodness. Sorry, I'm just like thinking of a lot of people that have
I
that.
know.
It seems to be like a trend. Honestly, the reason that I have Rooks and Conches is because I'm like, they're piercings that not many people have.
I know.
Hello.
That's now my exit every time I leave to go pee.
Dabs. I don't particularly want piercings on my face. I did go in to get my frenulum pierced. For those who don't know, your frenulum is in your mouth. It's under your tongue. It's not through your tongue, it's under your tongue. I really wanted to get mine pierced. Also because in that area of your mouth, hello. I think the good thing and what appealed to me about getting a frenulum is that it's much less likely to damage your teeth. I don't really want a smiley for the reason that it would screw up my teeth. I'd be tempted to get a tongue piercing, maybe for like a couple years. Don't need to commit. That's the good thing about piercings, and what I like about piercings is you don't have to commit. Like, yes, it will leave scarring, but like, you can take them out.
It's like a hole, it's not like it's a massive scar, it's just like
exactly
a dot.
Exactly. Also, I have tossed up about getting a vertical labret in my mouth.
Jesus.
In my lip, through my lip.
I think they're quite cool.
I think they're quite cool, but again, that's something that I couldn't get at the moment because of the jobs that I have. And while I wish things like that didn't influence the type of occupation that one can have, I know that's a reality.
Have you ever thought about getting any like other body mods that aren't piercings? Like not tattoos and piercings, but like I've thought about getting my like ears into elf ears.
Oh my goodness.
I don't want that anymore, but I did used to want that. I also at one point
I have watched a lot of videos about that, and
Yes.
I think while it's cool, the fact that it's a permanent thing, because that's what appeals to me so much about piercings, is the fact I can take them out. Things like that is a full commitment.
Yeah. Something that isn't permanent that I've thought about is getting my tongue split.
What do you mean isn't
You
permanent?
can sew it back together.
Yeah, but I feel like it's not going to be the same.
Yeah, but I think that would be really cool. However, my mum would kill me because I wouldn't be able to play clarinet. Although maybe you could play twice as fast.
Oh my goodness.
I'm not gonna get my tongue split.
Another thing that we thought of.
Yes, okay. Emily and I had this plan that we were gonna move to London or like East Germany, get ourselves an old mansion.
The thing is, I can't speak German, so London's kind of...
Yeah, London's a bit more appealing for you. You can get, like you do with dentures or, not dentures as in like
Or can I
old
get
people
dentures?
Or like when you break a tooth and you get a cap put on it. That's permanent, but it can come out. You can get that with vampire fangs that are good, that you can eat with and stuff, and we've both genuinely thought about that.
Yeah.
I've done research into it and it's quite expensive because it has to be like, it's basically as expensive as getting a cap on your teeth.
Because it's dental work.
And
that's
most
expensive.
dentists wouldn't do it because you'd have to go to a very specific dentist.
Yes.
You can get gems put into your teeth too.
Yeah, like Mikey.
Yeah, Mikey
they
has
look
it.
quite cool. Depending on the person and your sense of style, my concern with that is that it could look a bit trashy.
I think I wouldn't get it done because I like my teeth a
But-
lot. Like I'm very proud of my teeth.
Oh, that's good. I think they do look really cool, but I think you'd have to be careful with placement. I like how Mikey has it because they're like kind of further back. You know,
Yeah.
you'd see them when you smile, and that's kind of cute. Not
Yeah.
something I would get myself.
I wouldn't get it, no.
But,
But
if I got it, it probably would have to be the diamonds. I feel like when you get bits of gold and stuff,
you'd have to get something that
Not
fits
fun.
with every outfit.
yes. I think I'm gonna put an end to it there.
Alright.
Cool. Unless you have anything else you'd like to add. Well, that's that. I hope you enjoyed our video about piercings, body mods. If you have any further questions that we might be able to answer, feel free to chuck a comment down below. I'm really happy to chime in with my experiences and opinions if there's something that I haven't covered in here that you want to know more about. But yes, I hope you all have a lovely day.
Can we get 5 likes? Can we get 2 likes on this video?
Yes. We can like the video.
We need a like goal. Can we get 3 likes on this video? Us and like my mum.
Yes, love that. Sweet as.
We love like goals. Share, comment, subscribe.
all all the things, you know.
Subscribe.
Help me grow this lovely family of mine that is ever so precious to me. I sounded so like sarcastic, but like actually YouTube, I really, really love the community.
I know, your main concern
really
when
love it.
moving rooms was like, I worked so hard on my aesthetic YouTube background.
I know! Stay safe, have a lovely day, take care of yourself. I hope you smile at least once today, and see you in the next video. Bye! Bye!
Alright. I've been needing to cough for like 5 hours.